Hi everybody, this is Al with Three Old Guys, Hobbies and Games. We just wrapped up Sand Wars 2024 in Mesa, Arizona. And I have with us today Harmon and Javier. They're the two gentlemen who are pretty much running the whole show. Very successfully done, tons of fun for everybody. And what I want to do right now is kind of have them introduce themselves, and then from there we'll get a little bit deep into an interview over here. And once again, if you're expecting perfection from us, you're on the wrong YouTube channel. You're in the wrong store. But anyways, here we are. So Harmon.
Good afternoon. My name is Harmon Ward. I'm from Anaheim, California, and I'm the secretary of the Historical Miniature Gaming Society, Pacific Southwest region. There's regions all over the country, and ours is Arizona, Southern California, southern part of Nevada, and Hawaii.
And myself, Javier Gardea. I'm actually originally from Stockton, California, and I grew up on the Delta Island farmlands out there, and started gaming out there for a very young age, and come here to Arizona a couple years ago, and started joining this organization for historical miniatures and other miniature games and tabletop games.
So Harmon, tell us a little bit about Historical Miniature Game Society, a little bit more like a bigger picture, like the 30,000 foot level, and kind of knock down to where we came out today.
In the 60s, 70s, and 80s, way before there were computers, games were all played against people in a room in a lot of different types. Our hobby kind of evolved into the historical reenactment on the tabletop kind of thing, where we would set up armies, run through rules, and an outgrowth of what they used to do in the military when they were planning how to do a battle when it was a little bit safer than the real thing. And it was really, really big for a long time, and then computer games came in. But we take care of the non-computer part with the people involved, and we have a lot of fun with it.
So this is for the two of you. How'd y'all each get started in all this?
So I grew up across the street from Brookhurst Hobbies in Garden Grove, and they're still in business, and they introduced a lot of us to that. Look at the plastic model box, read the history on the back, on the side. Before they had a million, safety disclaimers on the side of the box, they would talk about what was in the box and what it did and what army it served in. And we'd read the history. We'd make the models, and we'd play games with them. And if we didn't have a set of rules, we would write them.
Yeah, so I started off from a young age with my brother, George Gardea, because he passed away a few years ago, and that's really what got me motivated to even come back to the hobby, because I had been away for a few years. And he started me off with role-playing games, just in a pickup truck, waiting for a water pump out on the farm to die down in the middle of the night, while we were trying to stay awake, to introduce into BattleTech, sci-fi stuff, historical stuff, and just different things over the years, going to conventions. And really, I started going to conventions and volunteering to get in for free. So that's what that was my stick, to get in there and then volunteer a couple hours and then go play. And then that's why I've experienced a lot of different conventions, and I want to, now that I'm an adult, keep on doing it and get more kids involved. So
I like it. So Harmon, you remember your first model you ever built?
Yeah, it was a Stug, a German assault gun. It was an Airfix kit, and I remember the art, and I remember the history on the back. It was fun.
How about yourself?
Well, I really started with, that I can recall, Legos, and then model kits, tons of model kits. I had like maybe 100 hanging in my room, and I would put them like fighting each other with smoke coming out, with cotton or whatever, and spray painted black or red or whatever, just to make a thing with fishing wire, So I'd do all this stuff. I'd go fishing at the river, but then I'd also use the fishing wire to hang, all this stuff, and then cars, airplanes, buildings. Just from a young age, yeah.
I like it. So then, how did, going from there, young kid going to Steve, young kid bringing Legos up on the ceilings that were having dog fights. How did that get you from there to where you are now?
In the middle between being a child and being retired, raised children, and my wife and I had a wonderful family. And Friday night game night was a real common thing in our family, and we did regular board games, Monopoly, and that type of thing. But the three-dimensional aspect of miniature gaming always drew me because you got more involved in the process of making the playing pieces and then playing them. And when the kids grew up and moved out, I had more time. I just kept doing it. It's a lot more fun than doing something passive, like just watching television, which I enjoy. But when I'm gaming, I'm involved.
How about yourself?
Well, come to think about it, yeah. Let's see. I'm just thinking about all the different experiences. Like when I got into college, I would paint, and that's all I really had time to do. Is I would study, and then I would paint for stress relief. And then I got out of it for a long time. Like maybe 20 years, I would sporadically play or go with my brother up to Sacramento or to the foothills or somewhere in California, somewhere, and with friends do like LARPs, live action role playing. But that was like where we had a portion where we do miniature stuff, and then we go out and do it in a 20-acre lot or 20-acre field, you know, with forestry, and it was interesting to do it on different levels.
Right.
And
okay.
so building to like getting back into it now. The past couple years, I've really been sporadically just playing, and then now getting involved the past year as a coordinator.
So, what again? This is for the two of you. What do you think is your favorite part of the hobby?
Favorite part of the hobby is the people, and I like history. I like talking about history, and all of the friends that I have in the hobby tend to like history, and it's fun to sit down and talk about the things that we know, what we'd like to know more about, and play games. And after the game, you go out to a restaurant, have a beer, and talk about everything else. It's a people thing.
Yeah,
It's a people thing.
And how about yourself?
For me, the focus has always been, for the longest time that I can remember, is a paint and paintbrush, and just simply like de-stressing or mental health relaxation, whatever it is, to just get myself with my imagination, maybe adding a little extra piece there that wasn't there, and modifying things, conversions, and just doing green stuff, mixing clay or whatever, and making stuff unique, and building something, or building out a cardboard, a cool thing with spackle or whatever, wall spackle, and making cool stuff that might be historical, might be fantasy, whatever, and just making it up as I go and enjoying like the creative part of it. You know?
So, as we get ready to wrap up this interview, let me ask you guys again, probably one of two final questions, and that would be, what do you want to see Historical Miniature Gaming Society go in the next 5 years? What do you want to see yourself as an individual go in the next 5 years? And then, if you had to choose just one, maybe two, what's your favorite company to deal with or to buy from? Probably both.
Where I'd like us to have, what we need is a big convention, 900 to 1,000 people, doing mostly historicals, but a bunch of other stuff too. And this area needs a big regional convention, and we haven't had that ever. And I'd like to help run that. It would be fun to bring that project to fruition.
Yeah, I would agree with that. So how about yourself? What do you want to see you be in 5 years? What do you want to see you? Your personal goal in 5 years.
My personal goal is to be running that type of thing and hanging out with my friends at the convention.
How about like your favorite product company to buy from?
Right now, I am working on a United States Airborne Army for bolt action for warlord games, and I have all the Jeeps and everything. I'm undercoating everything, and with as busy as I'm in, it's kind of a slow process, but I really like that army. I picked up some new guys for that army right at the convention from 3 old guys.
You're the real guys. Want to overlord stuff.
Yeah.
How about you, Javier?
Well, I'm gonna need you to. I was trying to track down those questions, but just give me a re-emphasize what they were.
Okay. What do you want to see HMGS go over 5 years?
Okay.
What do you want to see you be in 5 years? And what's your what's like your preferred company to buy from?
Preferred company. Okay, so I'm gonna go backwards. So hassle-free miniatures.
Okay.
The next one for myself is finish my teaching credential and be a certified special ed teacher and just do cool things with the kids. Maybe involve games in the teaching, and then even start a company eventually. So gaming with games and special ed needs or not, just oddball stuff. So the stuff that is not, it's a niche thing or whatever, but that's not being done, for, even you could say like cultural stuff or, like diversity,
Right.
that we talked about, yeah. And then the last one, see, I forgot, I was going backwards.
HMGS.
Okay, so HMGS, I'd like to see just we have a lot of like older folks, a lot of people that are retired, and we need more youth, more energy, and people that can support it. Because I saw a lot of smiling faces here, but what I saw is a few kids too that were smiling, and that's great because they got into it kind of like it reminds me of me in their shoes. The first time I saw something, I got a free toy or whatever. They got some experience here, and it's something to come have fun and imagine, use your imagination, creativity, and we kind of lose that sometimes when we grow.
Right.
So, yeah.
Well, I appreciate you guys having this interview with us. For everybody who doesn't know, this is actually our second interview. We had some sound issues before, but also, again, I want to thank these gentlemen for coming out here today. I want to thank Javier for saying, "Hey, I'd like to go to order through hassle-free games, not 3oldguys.com, hobbiesandgames.com." So remember, 3oldguys, hobbiesandgames.com, 3oldguys, hobbiesandgames.com. Want to thank our product sponsors we had here today. We had Warlord, we had Crusader, we had Golden Distributions, we had Asmodee. Want to thank everybody for all that. Want to thank these two guys for just making this a great weekend all the way around. And for those who get a chance, please join Historical Miniature Game Society. They're fantastic people, and come out to the next Sand Wars.
And it's Pacific Southwest because it gets confusing because there's another Historical Miniatures Game Society. There's some all over the country. So ours is for the Pacific Southwest. So you got to look that up. Yeah.
So once again, we're not perfect. Thanks for the correction, Javier. All right.